So we are finished with writing our first strategy, and it's time to write our second strategy, which is going to be our final strategy. But the beautiful thing about this program is going to be that you will be able to write and implement more and more strategies to make your Sudoku puzzle solver a lot more efficient and a lot smarter, so that you can make it evolve. Now the second strategy is called the naked pair strategy. Let me go over this real quick. You see 9-7 and 9-7. Basically, what this means is that if you have on the same, column or on the same row or in the same block, a pair like this that is the same numbers, that means that if I had another 9, 7, 1 in here, let's actually expand these, then we could safely say that this 971 could be reduced to 1. How? Because we know that this 9 and 7 and this 9 and 7 are going to be, this is going to be either a 9 or a 7, and this is going to be either a 9 or a 7. We just don't know which one is going to be a 9 or a 7. But we know that either this or that is going to be a 9 or a 7. So these two can go away on the same column, and we are left with 1. So that's the strategy. And this can happen on a column, on a row, and on a block. And we're going to take care of all of them in our application. Let's actually take that out. And, we are going to go ahead and start writing the code. Just kind of like formatting this out. So bring these back. And we are good to go. Now, the strategy. So we're going to go to Solution Explorer, going to just go to Strategies, create a new class called NakedPairsStrategy. There you go. And it's going to implement, guess what? iSudoku strategy. And guess what it's going to have on it? Exactly. It's going to have the solve method on it. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and say private, read only. Wow, that was not it at all. And I'm going to say Sudoku mapper, and say Sudoku mapper is this, and I'm going to use di. First of all, I'm going to import it. Then I'm going to use di through my constructor of NakedPairsStrategy to be able to put that in from the outside and be able to say, hey, if I have a Sudoku strategy, I want to pass that in from the outside and use the functionality within the NakedPairsStrategy. So let's actually check out all the names. NakedPairsStrategy, iSudoku strategy, Sudoku mapper, and Sudoku mapper. Everything looks good so far. Now, I'm going to go ahead and within the solve, go through the entire Sudoku board. How do we do that? You already know. And we're going to grab this, come here, and at the end, we're just going to return the Sudoku board. So that's it. So we're going to go through around and, go through each element, but we're going to have 3 methods. First one is going to be named eliminate naked pair from others in row. So eliminate naked pair from others in row. And once again, we don't have this, but we'll create it in just a second. So row column, and then the next one, we can actually grab these guys. Actually, we can grab the whole thing because the names are going to be very similar as well. And eliminate naked pair from others in call. So this is the one for a column. And the last one is going to be eliminate naked pair from others in block. So there you go. Let's go ahead and generate these, and one for each. It created all the stuff correctly here, which is nice. We're going to rename them anyways though. So in the row, let's bring this back up so that they're being, just nice to have them in the order in which they're being called, so that it's nicely organized. And there you go. I'm going to rename these guys, and I'm going to say given row and given call. So given row and given call. Given call. And we can actually grab these, go right here, replace these as well. Just want to be specific with my parameter names. And now let's go ahead and fill in the logic for eliminate naked pair from others in row. So this is going to say if has naked pair in row, has naked pair in row. Once again, this doesn't exist, but we'll create it in a second. Has naked pair in row for the given row and given column. Then we're going to say don't do anything. If it doesn't have a naked pair in the row, then don't do anything. Why would you do anything, right? Generate this. We're not going to fill it in just yet. But we're going to say, okay, so let's say it does have a naked pair, right? So what do we do in that case? In that case, it's going to be something similar to this, but we're only actually going to need the columns in this case. Take this out. And we're going to say, if the Sudoku board given row and column does not equal to Sudoku board given row and given column, so if the given rows column that we're iterating on does not equal to the given row and given column, and let's see, Sudoku boards given row and column that we're iterating on to string, turning the value to string, getting the length of it. If that is greater than 1, so there are possibilities, then eliminate naked pair. This is the actual thing that's going to eliminate it. We're going to pass in the Sudoku board, the value of the Sudoku board, so the given row and the given column, and then we're going to pass in the given row and we're going to pass in the column that we're iterating on. So that's it for now, for this method. Now let's fill in the rest of them. So has naked pair. How do we figure out if it has a naked pair? Pretty similar to this guy, actually. We're going to go through the columns for the given row, and we're going to do the following. If given column is not equal to the column and is naked pair, once again, it's a method that we're going to implement. So many at this point, right? So if it is a naked pair, and when I say it, I mean the given row and the column, and the Sudoku boards given row and given column. If it is a naked pair, then return true. Otherwise, if none of this matches, just say return false. There you go. Now let's actually create the naked pair method right here. And inside, we're going to say the following. We're going to say first pair, and then second pair, and then we're going to say return first pair to string, length is 2, and first pair equals to the second pair. There you go. And we can actually take this and put it all the way in the bottom, because this is like the low-level helper method. And see, now it's filled in. So let's go ahead and actually create the element in naked pair. And before I even fill it in, I want to go over the logic real quick so it makes sense to you. So right now it says, you know, the way we're going to eliminate the, the naked pair in a row is by saying go through each column for the row. So if this is the row that we chose, right, 0, then for each column we're going to go here, 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 all the way to the end. Now it says, okay, say if it has a naked pair, how does it know? So it says if the given column is not the column, so if the given column, let's say, was this, and the column that we're iterating on is this also, then, that makes no sense. Just keep on moving, right? We want something different than the one that we're on. So that's why we have this here. And then it says is naked pair. So is naked pair is basically a method that's going to say the Sudoku board's given row column, which is the one that we're iterating on. It's the column that's being iterated on the given row. If that's a naked pair with the given row and given column, let's say if we had 1, 2 here and 1, 2 here, and the given row and given column were right this one, and the given row and column was this, and then it was this, and then it was this, right? This case, it would say true, because the Sudoku board would grab this guy, and then with this one, it would grab this guy, and it would put them in, it would pass them into is naked pair, which is here. And it would say, is naked pair, is the length 2? Yes, it is. Is first pair equal to second pair? Yes, they are. So it is a naked pair. There you go. So then it says it's going to be true. So it gets that back. It says it's true. So it says, okay, cool. So let me just go look that up. So it's going to come here. In this case, it wouldn't work because it's a 2. There's a 2 here. So this is a hypothetical example. Like, this is not technically correct. But I was just giving you an example. If you were to have 1, 2, and they were able to be there, right? So now we know that there is a naked pair. What we do then is we iterate through each and every column for the given row, which is what's happening right here. So we go through this column and this column and this column and this column. And let's say once again we had 1, 2 and we had 1, 2. And in this case, it wouldn't be able to work because we have 1, 2 here, and we have 2 here, so we won't be able to have 1, 2. But imagine if this 2 wasn't here, right? This is just like, this is very specific to this row. So just kind of like imagine that the rest of it doesn't exist. This is just hypothetical, and I'm just trying to kind of like make a point. So 1, 2, and 1, 2 will be here. So it'll go through and it'll say given row and column. This is the one that we're iterating on. And the given row and given column, let's say it was this one, right? So it says if the given row and column doesn't equal to the given row and given column. So if it was this case, it just wants to make sure that it's not eliminating its naked pair. So if 1, 2 doesn't equal to 1, 2, in this case they equal, so it'll just go on. But let's say in here we had 1, 2, 3, right? So it'll say, okay, well, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then it'll get to here. So it'll say given row and column, which will be 1, 2, 3. Does not equal to given row and given column, which would be 1, 2. Yes, they don't equal. And Sudoku board given column row, which is this guy, its length, its value's length, when we turn it into string, is greater than 1. Yes, it is. And it's not equal to 1, 2, 1, 2, which is the naked pair. This case is the case in which we eliminate the naked pair. So we pass in the Sudoku board, the whole board. We pass in the Sudoku board given row, given column, which is going to be the values to eliminate. So 1, 2 is what we want to eliminate from 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to pass in the given row and the column. So that way we're going to be able to hook into this cell and take out 1, 2 from it. That makes sense? Let me show you what I mean by that. So I will basically reset these guys and go here to eliminate naked pair. And in here, we're going to say the following. Let's change the name of the parameters. So this one, as you already know, it's the values to eliminate. So it's the 1, 2, right? Values to eliminate. And eliminate from, so this is going to be eliminate from row. And then eliminate from col. So these are the rows and the columns from which we are going to eliminate the values to be eliminated. Now let's do this. I will say var values to eliminate array, values to eliminate array equals value to eliminate toString toCarArray. So then we're going to say for each, and then I'm going to say var value to eliminate in value to eliminate array. And then I'm going to say Sudoku board eliminate from row, eliminate from column. So this is where we're going to eliminate from. Remember that 1, 2, 3? So that's what we're targeting. And we're saying that equals to convert to int32. And then we're going to say Sudoku board eliminate from row, eliminate from column. So we're still targeting that. And then once we get that value, we say turn that into a string and replace, use the string replace method, and say replace value to eliminate toString. And we're replacing all those values with a string empty. And that's it. So that basically will eliminate the naked pair. Now let me go over this real quick before we move on. Values to eliminate, once again, is going to be in our example, right? It was the 1 and 2. So we're going to get the 1 and 2. And then we're going to break that into a character array. So we're going to 1 and then 2. So value to eliminate, first one is going to be 1. Eliminate from row, eliminate from column is going to be the 1, 2, 3. Remember that in our example? So the 1, 2, 3. So we're going to grab that 1, 2, 3, and we're going to say that cell now equals 2. Grab that cell again and turn that into a string, and then replace that string with the value to eliminate. So if this was 1, 2, 3, we're going to replace the 1, 2, 3. In the 1, 2, 3, we're going to replace the 1 with an empty string. So it's going to be 2, 3. And that 2, 3 will be converted into a number and then assign that into that cell. So this will no longer be 1, 2, 3. It'll be 2, 3. And then on the next iteration, this will be 2, right? So this will do the same thing and replace 2, 3 with 3. So this will now be 3 and will be solved for that cell. So that's how the eliminate naked pair works. And now we're going to do the same thing for the column and for the block. And we have most of our methods defined, which means that for the rest of it, it's going to be a lot clearer.